and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds in the cruiserweight division. This bout is brought to you by Mark Nielsen of Nielsen Boxing in association with John Trethuyo of TM14 Promotions and proudly sponsored by Zapply and Gladius. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Your area representative, Chaz Coakley. Your timekeeper at the bell, Ashley Miguel, and your third person in the ring in charge of the action, referee Bernard Oyet. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing the black and white. His official weight of 194.5 pounds. He is a veteran of 31 fights. Hailing from Cornwall, England, United Kingdom, introducing Dylan Courtney. And now introducing his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing the gold and green. His official weight of 196.5 pounds. He is currently undefeated with 8 wins, and 2 of those wins come in by way of knockout. Hailing from Hainault, London, England, United Kingdom, introducing James Branch Jr.
Gentlemen, obey my commands at all times, keep it clean, keep it professional at all times, and most of all, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands, good luck.
Seconds out, round 1.
Well, it's a family affair in this cruiserweight contest of 6 rounds. James Branch Jr. with his father in his corner, fighting out of the southpaw stance against Dylan Courtney, a tough fighter from Cornwall. Branch Jr., a former Team GB and England fighter, has made his comeback back in November 2025. Spencer, what can we expect from him? You know the family well.
Yep, I certainly do. Used to box with his dad many, many years ago. His dad was actually one of the most decorated amateurs that we've ever produced. Didn't quite work out for him as a professional, but as an amateur, he was outstanding. And his son is a little chip off the old block. Brilliant amateur himself. Turned professional. He's done nothing wrong so far. Looked like we was not going to see him again. He was out of the ring for a couple of years, but thankfully he's back. He's back to winning ways. He's had 2 since his comeback, and looking to build on that now as we see the little bolo punch with a back right hand there. Sorry, left hand. Boxing out of the southpaw stance. This is a nice start here from Branch. Commanding centre of the ring well.
It's a nice clean left hand again, set up from behind. The jab from James Branch Jr. He's come in, he means business. Courtney looks like he's struggling with the style of Branch Jr. He's an awkward fighter.
Yeah, he certainly is. Unpredictable, throws shots from unusual angles, good hand speed as well. Like I say, done nothing wrong in the professional ring so far. It's another good test, good development fight for him here. One that he's expected to win against Dylan Courtney, who doesn't often win but does make life quite difficult for fighters.
Well, like we said earlier, Spencer, he's been in with some tough fellas, you know, so far as Dylan Courtney. He boxed Lerone Richards not that long ago. He's gone in the ring with George Crotty, another Team GB, former Team GB fighter that we'll be seeing a little bit later on this evening. But we're 2 minutes down in the first round of this 6-round contest in the cruiserweight division between James Branch Jr., who's made a fantastic start so far to this contest, and Dylan Courtney. He's landed some real heavy punches as Branch Jr.
Yep, controlling the space very well at the moment on that front foot. Being quite creative, looking for the openings, showing a lot of patience, which is always good. Good composure as well, Branch.
Nice little bolo shot again there from behind the jab between the guard of Dylan Courtney. Just coming down to the final 15 seconds of the first round in this 6-round contest. He's targeting the body early, Spencer.
Yeah, he is. He'll recognise that that's where Courtney may be weak up. He takes a good shot to the chin, that's for sure. So obviously targeting.
And you can see the redness on Dylan Courtney's torso, Denzel. How important is it for Branch Jr. to be targeting the body of Dylan Courtney and slowing him down early?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important. I think that's one of Branch's best shots. I mean, we used to train together about 6 years ago now. He was at the Peacock Gym with Boston, Martin Bowers, and I used to watch his sport quite a lot. And that bolo shot was one of his best shots and was his favourite shot. He threw that to the midsection so well, and I think the more he lands that, the more he can kind of weaken the midsection of his opponent and break them down. Branch is not someone that stops people, gets a lot of stoppages, but if he's going to, that would be the way to do it. And he's a quality fighter. I mean, he throws it so effortlessly. It just comes off the jab. He throws the jab and then straight into the bolo. He throws it so effortless, and you know, it's a joy to see him box again. I'm happy he's back.
10 seconds. Seconds out, round 2.
Well, we're in round 2 of this 6-round contest in the cruiserweight division between James Branch Jr. and Dylan Courtney. Branch Jr. has landed some really clean bolo shots to the body of Dylan Courtney, disguised nicely behind the jab, Spencer. Courtney doesn't seem to be seeing them coming. No,
Courtney, listen, he's already in survival mode, that is for sure. And for Branch, it's all about looking good and trying to get this win inside the distance. I don't think it's a matter of if he wins, but how he wins. And that's down to James Branch Jr. himself. He's got to be a little bit creative, which he's trying to do to his credit. You know, he's trying to set the traps. He's throwing the shots, he's feinting, he's being patient, showing good composure, as I've said. That left bolo punch to the body could be the shot.
Cheeky shot behind the head there from Branch Jr., but he's so big in stature compared to Dylan Courtney. He's sort of very imposing, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's controlled the pace of this fight very well as well. He's taken centre of the ring. So he's in total control of what he wants to do here. Whether he's going to pick it up, go through the gears, turn the screw, remains to be seen. But so far, so good from James Branch.
I think that's what we need to see from him. I mean, boxing at this pace and at this distance, I mean, it's effortless for Branch. As the rounds go on, we'd like to see him pick it up and see how far he can push, you know, his opponent in Dylan Courtney, and see, you know, if he can break him down and get him out of there. But this right here, if Courtney's not possessing any problems, Branch could do this all day long.
Yeah, well within his comfort zone here. Branch Jr. controlling the pace, controlling the space of this contest. Just falling short with that lead right-hand jab, boxing out the southpaw style. But on the flip side of all of this, Dylan Courtney is very much in his comfort zone. This is what he wants to do. This, at the moment, is a moral victory for him, because it's not about winning. I think hearing the final bell is his success story, it's his victory, because he gets to fight again, and if he comes out unscathed, he fights again next week. So they're the backbone of this sport. You know, this is how these young stars of tomorrow, champions of tomorrow, develop.
Well, we're approaching the final 30 seconds of the second round in this 6-round contest in the cruiserweight division. James Branch Jr. has made a fantastic start to the contest, but Dylan Courtney ties him up, tries to mess with his style, isn't quite letting him fully settle into the rhythm that he wants to settle in. But I get the feeling, Denzel, with the experience that Branch Jr. has, he'll take control of this contest completely very soon.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. I mean, with Branchy, I mean, his experience and his talent isn't the question here. We know he has that abundance of it. I mean, he's a decorated amateur. I think he won 7 national titles as a senior. You know, boxed the GB. You know, boxed the top names of the sport now as amateurs, and Nicoli and Riakpo. His only concern now is dusting off them cobwebs and getting back to his form. Getting back, as they say, form is temporary, class is permanent. He looks in better shape now than when he was boxing with us 6 years ago, if I'm being honest. He's taking it more serious now than he was back then. Maybe he wasn't ready then, but now he's grown, he's matured. If he can dust off them cobwebs and get back to his form, then, you know, he'll be a problem in the division.
You know, there's an old saying, hard work beats talent when talent don't work.
Yeah.
And that was the case there. You know, the kid is super talented, as you say, decorated. His dad was incredible as an amateur.
Yeah.
No one touched his dad as an amateur. He was like standout, and it didn't quite work out for his dad. And you know, maybe maybe he took his eye off the ball. Maybe that's what happens sometimes.
10 seconds.
And James Branch Jr. may have been going through that as well. And I think now I've seen him come back and I've seen him working in the gym. We've seen little clips going out on social media, etc., etc. And if he wants it enough, he's got the talent to be able to do it.
Definitely.
Well, we're in round 3 of this 6-round contest in the cruiserweight division between James Branch Jr. and Dylan Courtney. Branch Jr.'s just landed a stinging left hand from the southpaw stance onto Dylan Courtney. Courtney took it well, Spencer.
Yeah, that was the best shot of the contest so far there. He just stepped in with that lead right foot and drilled that left hand through the middle, and he come at a funny sort of angle, and I think that is the blueprint in this contest. You know, you've got to be a little bit unpredictable against someone like Dylan Courtney, because he knows where the shots are coming, he knows how to survive, whether that's turning the screw, going through the gears, you know, going through the phases of a fight. That's one thing, but then working at angles as well. He's a tricky southpaw, Branch, and you know, he needs to use that to his advantage here, create some angles, you know, step round the sides, throw shots from unusual angles, because he has the capability of doing that.
There it is, just put a combination together so nasty there, Branch.
He's starting to find his rhythm here. He's really letting his hands go from absolutely every single angle, Spencer.
Yeah, he is. He's just getting, like you say, he's growing into it. We've got to remember he had a long time out, a couple of years out. He's got back to it, you know, shook off the demons that he had, or whatever it was, or whatever he needed to get out of his system. And it's good to get him back in there. So these rounds are really, really valuable for him. And Dylan Courtney, is the guy that gives you those rounds. We know he's ticked up. We've commentated on him loads of times before. He's a difficult guy to get rid of. But Branch is going through the gears here, and he's looking much better.
Well, he just landed yet another bolo shot halfway through the round of this round 3 of this 6-round contest. I think there might be a little bit of swelling under his right eye for Branch Jr. But he's certainly he's turning those shots in, and he's got some real purchase in his punches, Denzel.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he just like we were saying earlier with Redmond's fight. These sort of fights, it's not if you win, it's how you win. And I think he's trying to prove a point here, Branch, especially where, you know, he's more a boxer than a puncher. He's trying to put some big shots in and get the opponent out of there and try and, you know, stamp his authority.
Yeah, it's about making that statement. I think that's what it is, where you go like, listen, the York Hall's famous for we see fights through this, you know, through this arena venue week in, week out. And we've seen some great champions box here. You know, going back to Lennox Lewis and, you know, John Ruiz Jr. made back in the day, and we also had who else have we had here? We've had loads of different fighters here. Johnny Tapia, you know, so this is a home where everybody wants to box, and it's had some great champions coming through the door. You want these fans, these are all hardcore boxing fans in here, you know, not casuals that just like to turn up and it's more of an event than a boxing thing. They love the sport, these people in here. You want them leaving going, see that James Branch Jr., what a performance that was. And that is what it is. It's all about stealing the show, being the standout of the show. And that's what he needs to do here now. You go, right, you got 3 rounds in, you know, we're going into the second half of the contest here. Let's start turning the screw here. Let's do a little something different. Because this guy here, in Dylan Courtney, he'll choke this up all night. He survives, that's what they do. That's exactly what they do. But they won't soak it up if you go through the gears and you do something a little different and put them under pressure. You've got to break their soul a little bit.
Well, Branch Jr. certainly gone through the gears over the last 3 rounds of this 6-round contest, Denzel. And I think we're only going to see him get better and better as the fight goes on. He's found his fluid movements now, he's found his rhythm. And I think this is exactly what we're going to see as the rounds go on. We're in round 4 now of this 6-round contest.
Second round, round 4.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, second half of the fight now, this is where we want to see him pick it up, and we want to see him showcase his skills. We want to see all the tools in the box.
He's made a relaxed start to round 4 of the 6-round contest against Dylan Courtney. There's a little bit of swelling under the right eye, of James Branch Jr., but his corner soon sorted that out, Spencer. But he's doing incredibly well. His skills are very impressive.
Yep, what's the old saying? Get in the shower, you get wet, and that's what happens in the boxing ring. Get in the boxing ring, you know, that's part of the game. And he's got a little swelling over that eye that could have come from a clash of heads, a hook over the top, or whatever it was. But he's won every round so far. He's looked impressive in doing that. And now we go, look, let's see a little bit more now, James, because you do have the ability, you do have the talent, you know, and I'd just like to see that now, you know, in the ring. The transition from the gym to the ring, and that's the secret, you know, because we see these fighters doing it in the gym and they look sensational. That transition, if you can then pull it into combat, into the main event, then we're on for a good thing.
Well, he tried to back Dylan Courtney up with some swinging punches there, did James Branch Jr., but Dylan Courtney managed to get off the ropes and get back to centre ring, but Branch Courtney is still trying to edge him back to the ropes. It's just about what he does when he gets him there, Spencer.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I think that, like I said, this is the pattern of the fight now. Like, Courtney now is just really in survival mode, trying to make things difficult for Branch, trying to make him look bad, you know, because that's what he does, that's his job. For Branch, it's about showcasing those skills, getting up with the shots, stepping in with the shots now. Little reminder there, don't get too cheeky, James. I'll pop a little right hand out for you, to let you know that I'm still in here, and that's what these guys do. But yeah, for Branch now, there you go, stepping in with a shot, good left hand there, hook. It was like a shot that looked like it was coming straight, turned it into a hook. Lovely shot landed through the middle there.
We're in the final minute of round 4 of this 6-round contest in the cruiserweight division at York Hall, ahead of the main event of the evening between Andre Descalu and Carlos Mena, who will be fighting for the WBC International Silver Championship belt. We are, of course, we're live on TalkSport with Nielsen Boxing in association with TM14 Promotions and our proud sponsor Zaply. James Branch Jr. has made a fantastic start to this 6-round contest. We're in the final 30 seconds of round 4 and he's certainly put on a decent performance. Courtney, it knows his way around the ring and he hasn't made it easy for him.
No, he hasn't. I mean, he's been good with his movement on the back foot, you know, stayed away from the danger from Branchy. Branchy, earlier in the fight, was managing to land that bolo shot. He hasn't found it in a while now. Oh, just found it again there.
You spoke too soon, Denzel. Landed it right on the belt.
Commentators curse, they say. Commentators curse, they say.
Well, I just think it's a case of them being able to hear us tonight, because they've done it to us every time tonight. All on cue. We say that he ain't been throwing that right hand, boom, he lands the right hand. He ain't been throwing the bowling shot, bum, there it goes. But yeah, good performance so far. Done nothing wrong now, James Branch Jr. 2 rounds to go, 6 minutes. I want to see a little something else now. We know you won the fight. Dylan Courtney's not going to do anything but survive here. That's a moral victory for him. I want to see James do something a little different now, because I know he's got it in the locker. I know he's got that in abundance. Let's see some angles. Let's see a little bit of creativity, and let's see a little bit of variety. I want the shots, punches in bunches. Let's go.
Well, I think judging by you two this evening, I want you two to give me lottery numbers tonight, Spencer.
Well, if that happens, and he's heard us from over there, he's got good hearing as well.
Round 5.
Well, we're in the penultimate round of this 6-round contest in the cruiserweight division between James Branch Jr. and Dylan Courtney. Branch Jr., a former Team GB boxer, has made a comeback after a couple of years, has had his first fight, back in November after a couple of years off due to injury. And he seems like he's happy to be back, Spencer.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, sometimes that can relight the fire, you know, the appetite's there. He wants to go in there. He was doing nothing wrong in his career, 8-0. You know, and you go, big things were expected from him. Now he's sort of derailed, re-railed, and it's good that he's back on track.
You can see Dylan Courtney just trying to rough James Branch Jr. up, trying to spoil his style. Doesn't want to be on the end of that left hand from the southpaw stance. That bolo shot's landed plenty times on the torso of Dylan Courtney. That's got to be affecting him now, Denzel, surely.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking them well. I mean, he's still moving, he's still bouncing on his toes, so he is taking them well, but them shots, they do have an effect on you.
Yeah, they do. There is redness definitely around the midriff there, for sure, but you know, Dylan Courtney, these guys, that's what they're built to do. So they'll do that. That's what I say. You got to do a little something different. You got to, you know, you got to do something different to all the other guys because they are like, they're military, these guys. They're manufactured that way. That, you know, you're not going to break them with a 1-2. You're not going to break them with a wicked hook to the body because they soak it up. They know that, you know, they have to get through this to get another payday. If you get a stoppage, for people that don't know what happens when a fighter gets a stoppage, it means they get a 28-day ban.
Yep.
They get a 28-day ban, then they can't earn any money. They're not earning enough money there to be doing that. They need to be boxing regularly. So it's, you know, this is a job for them.
Well, we're in the final minute of round 5 of this 6-round contest, and I think what you said just earlier there, Spencer, was really interesting because I think Branch Jr. systematically and intelligently started to break down Dylan Courtney, especially from about round 3. And this is exactly what we're seeing here as we're going down to the last sort of 40 seconds of round 5. And the final round will be an interesting one.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, educated pressure. You know, turning the screw, picking it up and doing it in a sensible way. And they both threw shots at the same time there, and the action starting to heat up here within 5th round.
Well, I don't know if our mics are picking up any of the crowd noise at York Hall this evening, but the atmosphere here is electric for James Branch Jr. He's got plenty of support in the venue tonight. As we come to the last few seconds of the penultimate round of this 6-round contest, he's thrown that bolo shot like there's no tomorrow. And there's the bell. Denzel, talk us through it.
I mean, another good round, but we sort of seen the same thing for 5 rounds. Dylan Courtney hasn't changed anything, which has led to Branch feeling like he doesn't need to change anything. But if he wants that statement performance, I think he's got to, you know, he's holding his head in really well, but I think he's just got to start pressing and really digging into the body of Dylan Courtney. Just try and get him out of there. You've won every round. There is no danger coming back. See if you can get him out of there.
That's exactly what it is. Show real finish now. Even if we don't get the show real knockout, let's get the show real finish. Show us a little bit of razzmatazz, something. Put a little sprinkle of magic on this last round.
Salt Bay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it, mate. Let's rock it down there. That's what we need. Because that's what's missing now. All right, we've got 5 rounds. We've got 5 rounds in the bank. You go like, yeah. Salt Bay time, baby.
Salt Bay time.
Second down, 6th and final round.
Well, we're in the final round of this 6-round contest in the cruiserweight division between James Branch Jr. and Dylan Courtney. Branch Jr. has been very systematic and intelligent in his approach to this fight so far, but this final round, like Denzel was saying, and Spencer, we'd really like to see him turn the heat up.
Yeah, and I'm sure that that's exactly what he's going to try and do. Do you see the bolo left hand again there? But I tell you something, there's a new lease of life from Dylan Courtney as well. He looks like he's enjoying himself in there as well. He's up on his toes. He's got a second wind.
Yep, and it's the last round, so he knows, you know, he's seen the fight through, so now he may take some risks.
You see that finish line and you just pick the pace up, don't you? And that's exactly what's happened there. He's thinking, I'm out again next week. I'm earning some more good money.
Safe and sound, let me try something.
Absolutely.
But again, that bolo shot that Branch Jr. disguises behind his jab can't fail to miss, Denzel.
Yeah, no, it can't. I mean, like I said, it's his best shot. That was a good right to the body also. But that bolo shot is his best shot.
Bit of a smile on the face of Dylan Courtney.
Yep, he's enjoying himself in there for sure.
Not sure if it was a smile or a wince, because that body shot that Branch Jr. landed, felt it from here.
You don't leave me there again. I'm not going to do it again, but look, he's enjoying himself. Let's just say that. Let's just say that.
He's a happy man this evening.
There you go, a happy man. Probably a better way than I put it, but he's just having a good time in there. And look at him, he's up on there. You see a little bit of Roy Jones footwork going in there from Courtney as well. Then he's swinging the back leg around there. He's definitely having a good time, but this has been a good workman-like performance from James Branch Jr. He's done what he was meant to do and try to pick it up in this last round, but he's in against a tough, cagey, may I say, journeyman, backbone of the sport. You know, that's what these guys are. They keep it all ticking over. Good fight this for Branch, who lands a good left hand there.
From Branch. He is trying to power the pressure on, and he is trying to let his hands go a bit more, and he's been a lot more aggressive. I think he's seen Courtney start to enjoy himself, and he's thinking, I can't have that. So he's turned the screw a little bit.
But we did, yeah. Sorry,
No,
Spencer.
so I was saying that is exactly what's going on in the mind. And that's the commentator telling you what is going on in a fighter's mind. Where you go, he gets up on his toes, and you go, don't take a liberty, mate. I'm gonna have to put you back in your lane.
Back in your place.
Because yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Well, he certainly wanted to wipe the smile off of Courtney's face, and I think he's been successful. And as he's piling on a bit of pressure there is James Branch Jr. in the final 10 seconds of the final round of this 6-round contest. The crowd are out going absolutely wild, and Courtney swinging back with...
Great finish, great finish.
Absolutely sensational finish to that fight, and that's exactly what we bring you with Nielsen Boxing in association with TM14 Promotions, with our proud sponsors Zapply, and we are live on TalkSport, just 2 fights away from the main event of the evening between Andre Descalou and Carlos Mena for the WBC International Silver Championship belt this evening. It's been a great night so far. Branch Jr. just going over to the corner of Dylan Courtney. A lot of respect between the two fighters, and much deserved win there, in my opinion, for James Branch Jr. He's earned that one tonight, Spencer.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at some of the action in that last round here. And this is where James Branch Jr. turned the screw, done what we said he needed to do, went for the grandstand finish, piled on the pressure, good shot selection. Credit to Dylan Courtney, he come back with shots of his own, didn't land anything, but he was trying. But that was the finish that James Branch Jr. needed. He reacted to it, he done what he was meant to do. Good performance, good victory. Onwards and upwards for James Branch Jr. Remember the name, keep an eye on this kid. He could be a dominant force in this cruiserweight division over the next 12 months or so. Could we see him in title contention? That was a good performance and a good 6 rounds under his belt.
Well, Courtney certainly gave Branch Jr. something to think about. Let's go to the MC to make the decision official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee scorecard. Referee Bernard Oriette scores the bout 60-54. And your winner, still undefeated, James Branch